How do I tell my best friend I'm not actually a femboy? What do you mean you're not actually a femboy? How does that work? Are you just a flat-chested girl and you're like... How do you lie about this? I was a female assigned at birth. I have a friend I've known for around 2 years. I know his name, his last name. I've seen his face. I know where he lives, but he doesn't even know that I'm a woman. To be more clear in the side of the internet that speaks my language, if you don't know the person you're talking to's gender, they're male by default. Yeah, it's true. Remember, girl in real life. Remember a guy in real life. Remember the rule? That's what girl stood for back in the day. My language has gendered verbs, and I mostly use he/him. Besides, I have a really deep voice, like borderline androgynous. So he just called me dude, and I never corrected him. At some point, he started to make gay jokes. He started to call me his babe, his Polish femboy. Oh, Polish, my bad, excuse me. But he already knew me as a male, so I didn't correct him. At some point, I started to make these jokes too. But I feel like I need to tell him the truth. What do I do? How do I tell him that his gay jokes were actually straight jokes? I don't know what to do. I told him he was shocked, but he admitted that when we first met, he did in fact think that I was a girl. Okay, so this one kind of gave it away, but yeah, I'll be real. I'm glad that she just told him. Make the correction immediately, especially something as serious as this, because the guy's feelings could have gotten seriously hurt if she hadn't corrected it. So I'm proud of the girl for actually having taken the initiative and talked as well. So that was actually really good. Mazel tov. Lost a friend. So my best friend of 7 years just abruptly ended our friendship today. I'm just not sure how to handle it all. Any advice on how to get over it? This one hits kind of close to home. If you lost a really close friend after 7 years or any amount of time, it's almost like losing a sibling at that point. You get really close with the person, you tell them all their secrets, and you think you're going to be with them forever, and then when they kind of just turn their back on you, it's really hard to get over that. I often will say that when you go through a transitionary period, a lot of times when something leaves your life, it makes room for something new or even better to come in. That's the first thing I'd focus on, is that one chapter ends, a new one will be written. That's the automatic positive one. As far as how to cope with it and how to actually deal with it, I hope you have other friends that you can talk to and relate to as well. Lean on them, cling to them. If you have any family you're close to, vent out your frustrations. Hell, the fact that you even posted this on Reddit is a good step too, because you're seeking help, you're seeking advice, you're looking to get a better perspective on what to do. Overall, you're gonna just have to try to fill the space with other better things. Maybe take up a new hobby. Maybe, seek out other places to socialize, whether it's online, like say on places on Discord and stuff, and different communities there. Go to some local meetup groups that you have in your area. Go to a concert. Go to the park. Engage in some volunteer work, community work, and everything. There's a plethora of different options you can choose, but basically choose places where you can be social, either with new people or with friends and family that you already have, because you'll realize that as much as it hurts, you're not alone, and you can cling to the people and expect them to give you proper moral support when you need it, or even go seeking out new people that you might even find you're more compatible with. A lot of times life changes and people pull away from each other, but it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. It's gonna hurt, it's gonna sting, but you'll be okay. And we've all been there at some point. I'm the asshole for telling my best friend I understood why his fiance is so disappointed that he proposed to her at the gym. I'm a 27-year-old female, was excited when my best friend, 27-year-old male, told me he had proposed to his girlfriend, 29 female. He said he had the proposal on video. I was so confused when the video started out in women's gym. When I saw his girlfriend on an exercise machine in the video, I had a bad feeling. She looked so shocked and said yes. She only looked happy for 2 minutes. The rest of the time she was giving an insincere smile. My best friend expressed frustration that his fiancée had confessed she wasn't happy with the proposal after he asked why she looked so sad. He was venting to me and asked me how I feel if a guy proposed to me while I was at the gym. I guess he really expected me to agree with him, but I said I would hate it. I said I don't want to be proposed to when I'm sweaty and stinky at the gym. I basically explained to him that if I understood why she was disappointed, my best friend called me shallow and a bad friend. Am I the asshole? Okay, I have issue with this because I can see both sides. On one hand, if I entertain and understand why the girl is upset, I agree, Jason. Yeah, it's obviously not the most romantic place to do it. There's two things I'll say. On one hand, I can definitely understand how the gym might be one of many potential places that might be, it might not be the most pleasant experience, it might not be the best memory to create, but at the end of the day, I think if you really love a person, it shouldn't really matter where you propose. It should just matter that they cared enough to do it, they bought you a ring, they show you proper love and respect on a daily basis. I think that's the most important thing. However, like I said, if I'm playing devil's advocate, I wouldn't want to do it in a public place. Pick a place that's special to both of you. That's a good suggestion too. I don't disagree with that either. I mean, I can safely say, I mean, I've proposed twice in my life and I've been married once. I always did it in a very private setting. And I was pretty spontaneous with it. The first time I did it, I took my first girlfriend out to a restaurant at an Italian place. And I did it late at night. And then my other one, I proposed to her just randomly when we were at home. Like she just didn't see it coming. And that was my last wife. That was my wife. I've told you, I've been engaged twice, married once. Engaged twice, married once, divorced once. So I mean, I have my experience as far as it goes. So yeah, I mean, but I'm very romantic too. I'm kind of a sap. I mean, so I'm not gonna judge the guy too hard, but I'm also not gonna give the girl too much shit because yeah, that's something you should also discuss. That's something you should just discuss with your partner. Hey, how would you feel, or what would you expect from a proposal? You know, like, and just gauge her response, see what she says. There's a lot of nuance to this particular problem, and I don't think there's like any one right answer. I don't think there's one size fits all for this particular scenario. So yeah, honestly, just communicate with your partner proper, get a read on them. Hell, if you really want to be, you know, stealthy, talk to one of their friends or one of your friends, or talk to one of their family members and have someone do a little recon for you and figure out, you know, what they would actually prefer or like. Am I the asshole for wanting my husband to have a curfew? I'm gonna read this, but automatically I'm taking issues with that one. Okay, so we can read some of it because it was deleted apparently already. I don't like it based what's there. So my husband goes to a friend's house a few times a month to do a board game. It's close to an hour away from us, and this has been going on for years. Well, he comes home really late and I get anxiety at night. I ask him to be home by 11 so I don't get interrupted sleep from him coming in late and worry so much about drunk drivers on a weekend night. For years he would argue that this time was not good with him. He would refuse and storm off and just leave and then lie on why he was not coming home after midnight. Ignore my calls when it's pushing midnight and I don't know where he was. There would be days I would ask him not to go for fully justifiable reasons. Okay, we got a couple things here. So, if she asked him not to go for justifiable reasons sometimes and she has bad anxiety, that's reasonable in some circumstances. There are definitely reasons I can understand asking your husband to come home at a certain time if you have bad anxiety on certain nights, even if he's going to hang out with his friends, it's fine. But it seems like from what she wrote here, he only does it a few times a month. The guy isn't exactly out all the time. And if he goes to hang out with his friend to play a board game late at night, I don't think it's reasonable for you to expect him to be home all the time for you either. I do think that both of you guys have to have some give and take with each other, or maybe even ask, could you go with him and hang out with the friends and you all play the board games? Now, you see, if it was me, that's what I always did. When I was married and I had girlfriends, I always had them come with me. And I, you know, had them play games with me. I didn't want to exclude them. And I dated a lot of women with bad anxiety and mental health issues. So I always tried to include them as much as I could. I think that it's reasonable sometimes for her to say to him, stay home for me, because my anxiety's bad some nights, even when he has plans to go out and hang with friends, because your partner should come first. But I don't think it's reasonable all the time. When you demand somebody do something like that, it actively pushes them away, and it actively makes them want to defy you more. It's not the healthiest response to have, but that's what people tend to do. We are built like that. So either way, I personally would say, yeah, a little bit of compromise is healthy and necessary, but I also would include her. I would be like, hey, do you want to come hang out? Now, I don't know if he ever asked her because we only have so much of this here, but honestly, that would be the first thing I would say. Now, if she's antisocial from her anxiety and she doesn't want to do that, then that's fine. If she wants to stay home, that's okay, that's fair, but then she still has to give him some of that freedom of space to go do what he wants to do as well. Like that's reasonable. Because if you really love someone, they'll still make time for you too. You should come first, but every once in a while you still need to hang out with friends. Again, I include my partners in with my friends because I just want my partner with me all the time. That's just how I've always been. So I'd rather have the person be with me rather than not. Tell me about love. Honestly, I'm so sick of only seeing negative relationship stories about cheating on the internet. Tell me about a time someone important to you made you feel loved, or reasons you're sure your partner would never hurt you. Boyfriend, 30 male of 4 years, is literally incapable of watching me cry without starting to cry himself. I've seen him comfort many crying people unbothered, but the second he sees tears in my eyes, he wraps me in a big hug and we cry together. Also, literally all of our friends told me at one point or another how in love with me he is, and I want to cry every time. If I'm honest with you, I relate to this. Very similar to me and my girlfriend. She definitely makes me feel very loved and genuinely comforted. She means an awful lot to me. Say no one's ever loved me the way she has. We had a little bit of a bumpy road to start, but we worked through all that, and I'm even more happy for it that we're together. And I can say we're very open and comfortable showing our feelings. There has been a couple of times she has made me so happy I have actually been brought to tears, which for me is a very rare moment. I think we both do feel each other's pain. We're very loving and caring for each other. We show a lot of concern, especially if we thought the other one was sick or something was wrong. And I do agree there is a lot of negativity that's often focused on more than not. So rarely do people ever talk about things when they're going well. People tend to talk more about things when they're frustrated and upset, and I think people should encourage themselves to be more grateful and thankful in their lives for when things are going good and when things are healthy. It's just good sometimes to talk about things when they aren't good. There's nothing wrong with venting, there's nothing wrong with complaining. But don't let that be the only time you're talking, because then you're only drawing negativity towards you. Talk about the positivity. I know my friends talk about us all the time and have told me nice things that she said about me and vice versa. You know, told her nice things I've said about her, and we really only have good things to say about each other. I mean, it's not to say that we might not have disagreements on stuff, but we're respectful. But I think that real love is about that. It's about honesty, openness, vulnerability, accepting each other's flaws, being able to talk and work through them, healthy communication, and sharing a life with each other, sharing the things that are important to each other. That's what I'll tell you about love. That's what I'll tell you about a good, healthy relationship. And I couldn't be more blessed and thankful for my girlfriend and for the love I have. So, hey there, hatchlings. I hope you enjoyed my advice video. If you guys liked that, you can maybe go ahead and check out my website on shadefalcon.com, where you can get a little bit more personal one-on-one time and actually get advice from me if there's something you're looking to get help on. We can schedule a date, and you can contact me on a plethora of different ways via my Linktree. So if you guys like this and you're enjoying this, leave me a comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and if you're needing a little bit of help or a little advice or guidance, please feel free and contact me. I guarantee you I can help you with whatever you need.